years. We understand that that's not exclusive to us, but we've got a very good mind in relation to putting sculptures on those sites in conjunction with the Taupo District Council. The current sculpture work that we'd like to talk to you about today, you've got a copy of the proposed sculpture details in your agenda there. I do have a couple of additional copies there if anybody hasn't got that or it hasn't come through on colour. I'll just briefly describe the works that we want to undertake. It's down on the main Turangi-Tongariro Street intersection with Lake Terrace, and it's one of what we call a T2 interchange for the International Ironman competition, which is undertaken obviously every year here. The sculpture is reminiscent of vintage die-cast iron and lead toys, soldiers, trucks and the like, and this sculpture will utilise the raw immediacy of the bronze to capture the qualities and endurance of the dynamic energy inherent in the competitive Ironman event. The multiple life-size bronze cast forms of the heads and shoulders of a group of swimmers are to be set atop waist-high concrete pools and set against the body of water as the backdrop of Lake Taupo. This will be an absolutely stunning sculpture piece of multiple work. There will be huge interaction with the general public that walk along the wonderful Lake Taupo reserves every day, and not to mention a permanent reminder of the International Ironman event that we've hosted here in Taupo for several years and hopefully several years to come. We know that the Taupo Ironman event is acknowledged worldwide, and that Ironmen from across all around the world come to Taupo for the event every year. The other thing that it involves is thousands of people around the district each year that give their time freely with no charge for the day and the months building up to that. So it's not just a piece of work in relation to acknowledgement of the International Ironmen, but certainly for the men, women and children right around the Greater Lake Taupo area that participate in the event every year. The logic of the multiple sculpture work also encompasses the Greater Lake Taupo, and it is formed in an area to ensure that the swimmers are all aligned and their orientation is set against the backdrop of the Taupo Lake as a reference. At a distance, the arms and heads crisscross and merge, but become separate and distinct as you approach each individual sculpture. You've got some initial draft drawings of the work there. We're absolutely excited that we have two international models who are involved in the Ironman events who have indicated that they are prepared to be the models for the sculpture work. And just as recently as yesterday, the sculpture, which has been unnamed till then, has come through with a name which is called Dedication, which of course it's proposed by the sculpture's artist Catherine Munro, and the title Dedication captures the two aspects of the intention, which is firstly the title Dedication recognises the quality of dedication required by many Ironmen and women who compete each year, and secondly acts as a dedication to those athletes, the lake, its people and the intention of each of us to strive towards the goal. Now that might be a heady statement to try and achieve with a piece of artwork that is going to remain stationary on the lake, but we believe that the size of the work, the location of it, will create that interaction with people and really create some real energy on the main lakefront of Taupo. You'll be aware, of course, that these funds for sculpture work and art around the lake have already been budgeted, and what we're trying to achieve within the time frame before end of budget is to utilise those funds in a joint sponsorship campaign, and we've already approached several major sponsors in relation to the additional funding that will be required. We have not completed final budgets at this stage. We are still working on that. There's quite a lot of work involved in it, but within your agenda there you've got a draft idea of where we're heading to. So you have a resolution in front of you in relation to what John's proposed and what the Taupo Culture Trust are looking towards doing on this particular sculpture. So, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mrs. Westerman. Mr. Hoadley, do you wish to add anything to it before I open up for a few questions? Welcome, Mr. Hickling.
The trustees are very supportive of working with art. The artist and
Well, I'll just open it up for questions, comments that might wish to come from around the councillors, and welcome Councillor Heckling. He's been away on council business for us, a transport meeting, I think it was, isn't it? Yes. And we're just on agenda item number 2, Councillor Heckling, which is the Sculpture Trust with, they've now named their sculpture dedication. I thought we were going to call it painful or something, but dedication. So we're now just opening it up for a few questions, comments. Councillor Williams?
I'd like to ask you if you could speak to the difference, albeit monetary, but in the concept of 7 plinths compared to 11 plinths.
We're really just trying to bring it in within a reasonable budget and understanding the funding that will be required to go out in relation to the sponsors. So our goal would be to get to 11. Certainly the artist would be disappointed if we didn't. We've got a number of ideas of how we can achieve the 11 if we've got a shortfall from a major sponsor to assist in the funding. But we just don't think 7's going to be quite enough, because you do want to create, they will stand alone, you want to create that interaction between it. I mean, art is definitely subjective, as we've found with Flip and the tier of Taupo. You want people to comment and engage with the artwork, and some people aren't going to like it, and some people are, and that's what we want. You want to challenge the thinking of the artwork that you've actually got.
So you feel that 7 won't really make the impact in the statement?
At this stage is to run to the 11 and work hard in regards to the additional sponsorship we'll need to get to there. If we have to drop back to that level.
Just to add to that, could we do 7 and add 4 later, or does it all have to be done at once?
We could add 4 later, but again, it's the artist's preference would be to try and achieve the 11 at the same time, and I think we've got the run of the wood and bronzing and all of that sort of thing. There's some efficiencies in doing a multiple lot.
So not wanting to other councillors obviously want to talk. This budget on page 2/16, is that the total budget?
That's as close as we can get to the total budget.
That's the total budget. So $118,000 to build the 11. And just to recap here, in our annual plan, which was set in the last triennium by different elected members at that time, I forget now, but I think it's $100,000 a year is in the budget. It's pigeonholed. It's there for
68,000. You got 68.
Yeah, I was getting there. It was $100,000, but it was on a dollar for dollar basis for public art in the district. Mr. Green has just told us that he's been to the pigeonhole and done a count up, and there's 68,000 left in this financial year. So obviously, if the budget's 118,000, council is in a position, without spending any unbudgeted money, to be the partner in this. So, anything further, Councillor Johnson?
Well, I think it's important for people to realise that it won't happen unless the Sculpture Trust finds their funds. So
Dollar for dollar.
So there is a element of responsibility on the trust to go out and put their hard work in. It's just not coming from council.
Okay, well, Councillor Henderson? I'll come to you next. I didn't see you, sorry. Every per annum for any sculpture art in the district. With whoever applies for it, and if we've got money at the time, and if we would agree to it, it's in the pigeonhole, it's in the budget, and you can take it out of the next year's if you wish, but it's in there at the moment, but it's in this financial year, and this is the only applicant we've had, and we've got 68,000 left, so yeah. But it must be dollar for dollar.
And the second question is to the trust. Just, I'm a bit naive about the wider activities of what you're trying to do, and I've had a bit of a read about it. Where's the focus for you actually putting this art? Will this be district-wide, or is it just intended that over time things will be erected in Taupo, or what? Are we looking at a wider focus?
It's definitely district-wide. We see that's where the ultimate challenge for us will be. But at this stage, we've identified through council staff as well the 5 sites that were at the meeting on the 25th of January, and that initially will be our focus. We also sit with the Wayfinder Gateway Committee, just completely separate to what we're trying to achieve in our own rights as a trust, in relation to finding artwork to donate those sites as well. So, but particularly here at the moment, we've got the 5 sites we're working on. If we see things from a wider avenue, or we find a sponsor for a particular site, then we'll certainly be coming back and chatting with council at that stage.
Anything further? Oh, Miss Johnson at the back of the room, I'll allow you to come forward. Hard to hear otherwise, especially for me.
Probably a really pertinent thing for us is that with the 11, if we were to have 11 different sculptors, it's quite exciting because if we can't get a major sponsor, we were thinking we could actually approach 11 major stakeholders involved in Ironman to make it a really achievable project for us. And with the recession, which we're fully aware of, we thought that would be a very achievable fundraising exercise for us.
So are you saying with this budget of, let's call it 120,000 split straws, your share's 60,000, being half? So you're saying you've got this vision of getting these 11 statues and going out and selling them for like $5,000 or $6,000 each?
That's a possibility.
Okay, so but long as we're clear as a council that if we were to approve this today, our half share is 60,000, which we have in our budget. We're not approving unbudgeted money here, but nothing's going to happen unless you come up with your 60,000 through your mythology. That's fine, but long as you come up with it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
Anybody further? Councillor Mincher?
I'd just like to say personally that as soon as I saw the sculpture, I think it just tells the Taupo story, and that's what art is to me, and it reflects Taupo. So I just think it's just a beautiful work of art for the right place.
And I think whether we've got Ironman or whether we haven't, the fact that they're swimmers and they relate so well to the lake, and the site that has been chosen for it is as perfect as you would ever want it, and that's come from the artist as well. Catherine Munro's a well-respected, well-renowned artist throughout New Zealand, and she's extremely thorough. We've enjoyed working with her.
Well, I would go so far as to say I don't know anything about art whatsoever. I'll tell you this though, the Cloak of Tear, I give it a 10 out of 10. Flip, I'm a bit flippy about it. This one, as soon as I saw it, I thought it's magnificent. I'm picking up on a point that you made a minute ago, Miss Westman, where you said whether we've got Ironman or not. Well, let me assure you, whether we've got it or not, the fact is it has been here and it will have been here, and that signifies it a bit like maybe a headstone when I'm gone. But I'm picking up on Councillor Minch's point there, and I would like to support you. So if there's no further conversation, I look around the room and I refer you back to page 2/1, where there is a suggested resolution. And the other point is, as everybody is fully realised the site, isn't it? It's in front of Ikanui there on your page, at that intersection just over there in front of Ikanui timeshare. And the CEO has pointed out that if you look at the picture carefully, you'll see a horrible green rubbish tin, and he undertakes to remove it if this goes ahead. So do I have a mover for the suggested resolution? Councillor Williams, so moved. Any seconder, please? Councillor Mincher. Anybody wish to speak against the motion? A resolution? There being none, I won't ask you to speak for it. We'll just ask you for the vote. All those in favour? So carried. Thank you very much. Thank you to the Sculpture Trust.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your support.
Each and every one of you. Thank you very much.